The old Angel Reese just got away with a good old shove to the face of Kikiri event.
Marina Marbury shoves Caitlin Clark to the ground after she's slashed in the eye by one player, rushed by another. Like, I can clearly see why some of y'all teams in the WNBA are just not successful, bro. Like, y'all don't know how to act. You just gonna call it.
Welcome to the WNBA, where the rules seem to change on a whim. Angel Reese throws punches, Marina Marbury shoves someone, and the referees barely react. But when Sophie Cunningham even gets close to someone, she's immediately thrown out like she caused a major fight. What's going on here? Is this a basketball game or a comedy show? Stay tuned. This episode of Ref Roulette is crazier than a soap opera, and it's only going to get more intense from here.
Hell broke loose between JC Sheldon and Sophie Cunningham, and it is very clear the Indiana Fever, some of these girls on this team are finally fed up. Once again, WNBA, we're not talking about your basketball. We're talking about the WNBA WWE Raw circus that you got going on right now. And we all know this incident with Sophie stems from the incident that was clearly not handled correctly by the WNBA.
Came the slap, not some movie drama, but real courtside chaos with Angel Reese in the spotlight. It was like she was trying out for a wrestling match. A clear open hand smack right on live TV, leaving fans stunned and popcorn flying. You'd expect the refs to notice, right? Nope. No reaction. Just silence and a whistle for something completely unrelated, maybe a loose shoelace dot.
We are going through this with Angel Reese again? Another instance where Angel Reese shows a complete lack of self-control. Another instance where Angel Reese loses her temper. What is this? The second time this week this has happened? At least in the first instance, Angel Reese was somewhat justified in her reaction. Some anonymous player was pulling on her hair, which can be a very scary situation for some players in the
Crowd was shocked, expecting a technical foul, a flagrant, or at least a statement from the league. But no, apparently, if you make a big show of it and post a selfie afterward, it's just called passion. Meanwhile, in another game with a totally different set of rules, Sophie Cunningham barely even moves defensively, and suddenly she's being kicked out like she tried to burn the playbook. What did she do? Just breathe, play too hard. Maybe her ponytail was too threatening.
At the end of the game, JC Sheldon is going for a fast break layup and Sophie Cunningham is running with her. And I remember in my head, like, it happened in a split second and I said, oh, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Sophie commits a hard foul on JC Sheldon. Again, as JC Sheldon is going up for a layup, Sophie bear hugs her and takes her to the ground. What I will say is Sophie did not grab her and throw her to the ground. She didn't body slam her. She didn't do anything, in my personal opinion.
Either way, Sophie was thrown out faster than a kid at a no-children party. Try to make sense of it so far. WNBA officiating feels like it's decided by a Magic 8 ball on too much caffeine. Should that slap get called? Signs say no. Should Sophie get ejected for a simple look? Absolutely yes. This inconsistency isn't just obvious, it's like a disco ball shining right in your eyes. Angel Reese's slap echoed through the arena like drama on TV, and everyone just shrugged it off as passion.
Like, Sophie might have wanted a piece of JC after the Caitlin Clark and JC kind of scuffle going on, right? Then this happened, okay? The fast break, you see Sheldon taking it. After getting a steal, Sophie wraps her arms around her. Now, this is normal, okay? In my opinion, this is normal. This is a hard foul. She just didn't want her to get a shot up on the fast break, send her to the line.
Then she gets ejected, JC gets ejected, does Lindsay? I think Lindsay gets ejected. And, you know, in watching the broadcast, even the broadcasters at the time mentioned if they would have just ejected...
To be on a long coffee break showing zero reaction. Clark hits the floor, and the officials basically hand her a soft pillow on the way down. But Sophie Cunningham stands up, speaks out, and plays with real team spirit, and for that, she gets punished. there's no hiding the pattern anymore. Defend Caitlin Clark, and you'll be under the microscope of the refs. Meanwhile, and scream at the cookies while another gets a timeout for using the wrong napkin. The chaos and double standards are off the charts. So, what's the rulebook here? Is there a secret referee checklist that says, slap your opponent if you're trending on TikTok? The league says it wants
Why did Caitlin Clark get a technical foul? After the foul, she reacted in an unsportsmanlike manner. So, she got clawed in the eye, then got belly bumped, and then kind of tried to get away from somebody after belly bumping her, and then walked around holding her eye, and then got blindsided onto the ground. While holding one of her eyes, she gets hit on this side onto the ground, into the referee. That is responding in an unsportsmanlike manner. What is she meant to do?
Let's be real, people are watching these games with more skepticism than ever. It's not just about missed calls, it's about defending Caitlin Clark, instant ejection, and the fans aren't fooled. They see what's going on. Highlight reels are getting more attention than textbooks, and everyone's spotting the same patterns. You don't need to be a basketball expert to notice when one player hits another and walks away scot-free, while another spirit, but Sophie, she's painted as over-aggressive, too intense, just for doing what basketball players do, protecting teammates and standing her ground. It's getting tougher to explain to new fans why some players are judged with a gentle touch and others get hammered like they're the problem. Angel Reese actually slapped someone, no joke. Marina Mabrey's shove, not a friendly tap. It was a full-on push to the floor.
Father and son hold a brawl and a basketball game breaks out. This was something. Caitlin Clark, without question, gets raked across the face. I think she gets poked in the eye, but it's difficult to tell.
You're the Indiana Fever. You cannot stand by and let that happen. They need to make it clear to the officials. If you're going to let this happen, then we're going to stand up for our player and make a mess of the game, and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So you need to stand up for this. You need to do something about this.
You've just learned with definitive data and beyond question that Caitlin Clark controls more than half the audience.
Referees barely batted an eye at Angel Reese's slap or Marina Mabrey's shove, but Sophie, she gives off too much don't mess with my team energy and gets kicked out like she cursed someone's sneakers. This isn't fairness, it's bad improvisation. Even the ball seems confused, like it's thinking, wait, was that a foul? No, oh, we're just vibing now. Cool. Here's the harsh truth. Consistency is missing from WNBA officiating lately. It's all about vibes, who looks confident, who's caught in the best camera angle, who's trending today. That's not just unfair, it's a terrible strategy. When fans spot these weird patterns, they start losing trust. They don't want to watch a reality show version of basketball. They want real competition, fair calls, and rules that don't change based on social media buzz. Until the league gets serious about consistent officiating, players like Sophie Cunningham will keep getting punished for playing the game the right way. Meanwhile, slaps, shoves, and drama keep sliding by as just intensity. And sure, Sophie got ejected because reasons. But don't ask what those reasons are. The league's still waiting on its magic 8 ball to decide.